ourselves and our families go away. And yet we've heard from Lorana and Mervyn and Don about
hello everybody, welcome to the Roblox video. Today we're going to be playing Escape the iPhone 7. Escape the iPhone 7. And I am on the very first stage, which is pretty weird because it's like got all of this. Oh, it's like this. Oh, sorry, that's just my bird there. I'm just gonna. I've not been adding this. It's now just. No, I say it's gonna be easier for. So I've got a bird here. I'm just going to say, and I've got my cousin here. He's checking out my YouTube channel. I know it's not that good. I already recorded a Pokemon video. Roblox Pokemon. Sorry about the background noise. There's so much background noise. Hopefully you can hear me.
How do you actually impact change and the community making it happen? So you don't have to get this done and do something new. I think we can start to turn around this stuff.
Every bit here is pretty easy. And as I say that, I'm probably going to die in the last one. But most of it is easy. This bit, just hop up the sides, touch any side of this, and you're dead like that. And then you go past my zombies, which I forgot to mention. Okay, let's just. I didn't touch it. Sorry. We only just got the bird today. Oh! 7. What? I'm 7? And what's morgues? Did I just see morgues? Morgues is on this? Can you see that? In the corner? Right here. He just left. Morgues. He just left. Okay, that's pretty easy.
The government promises to tighten its parliamentary expenses system in wages and lease.
Okay, I'm just like busting through this.
Set by the Australian public meetings to be adhered to by parliamentarians.
There's on 7, I think. I've gone past 7 already.
His son-in-law in the House position. A new drug said to eradicate cancer approved in Australia.
It's a bit easy, it's just annoying how much it is. And exactly that's it. Okay, I might not talk very much, but all you're going to hear is background noise.
Lee made an impulse apartment purchase on the Gold Coast. She inspected another property during a taxpayer-funded visit.
Wait, what?
10 other ministers are now
here?
facing questions over
What's going on?
$40,000 worth of travel to social
That's morgues in. And then I'm on. Okay. Level 8. I got so close until.
Under the taxpayer thing during the downtime when you're in between what you're doing. She was pretty thinly badly disguised. She didn't much effort into disguising what they're all do it.
Yeah, of course they do. But I think what's happening now is putting out a pattern, which is I think the oh yeah, you know, the one that's going to get
Canadian growth, Joe, you know, growth, how they sell like profit and everything. He come in today and he goes, yeah, Susan Way, eh? He said, yeah, not bad for a bloody shearer's cook. Because that's where she started. Apparently, he said, yeah, she was a shearer's cook.
No, she's got a pilot's license now, but
And apparently she's in a numerology. So she's putting an S in her name. Because apparently it
Oh,
adds
that
up
makes
there.
it-
So I'm not
And
talking
And
much.
she looked at it, she read up, and it said something about
It's a pretty hard day.
Sits there and says, oh, I change my
there's
personality.
nothing that we can use in my
Doing
name.
over
So are you
me.
saying you're unhappy with your personality?
But
If you
still, I'm
recognise
pretty-
it, well,
Pretty
Go for it.
nice. I'm just making a video and
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna render it. That's all. Not, can you please don't chew my mouth? In my ear. Don't chew my. What? Don't chew in my ear, please. I bet you couldn't even do this. He's only like 3, and he knows swears. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm 7.
He's 5.
I'm 7, you idiot.
See what I mean? Look at that. How are you gonna get past that?
Why did it go for the floor?
It's because the bottom. The bottom. That's the bottom. And you touch the bottom and you fall through. So it's not like you touch the bottom and
So
you
it's
climb.
noises good.
Andrew Green says that should happen.
I know, I already said that to them like 1,000 times. What? Got it. I'm bouncing on Twitter. How many Twitter pages am I opening now? And I hate this one. I can never get past it because how annoying it is. Parkour and Roblox does not mix. You can barely pass. Head hitters are easy in Minecraft. Have got to be kidding me.
And what changes are likely to be enforced?
I'm just like flying across the room with Roblox. In Minecraft, I just can't do a single jump. That's all. That's all it is. So I need to jump and get up to that. How am I meant to get? Okay. And I say it's gonna be.
Did you say Portia?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if you should be watching this video.
One person has died and 3 others have been injured in a light plane crash in central Queensland.
Okay.
The tourists have been on their way to a remote beach
Okay,
in
I'm getting pretty close. I think you only got like 30, I think you only got 40 levels.
A second plane owned by the same tour company was flying nearby on their way.
Toto, I choose you!
Was seen to be having some difficulty. The second aircraft landed
Netflix.
and contacted AAA.
There are a number of bus units that undertook some first aid and CPR activities on those.
Netflix.
A woman in her 20s.
If you let me down now, I'm never gonna watch you again.
That's our biggest hurdle at
Because
the
I
moment,
watch you like
is identifying
every
the
single
victim
day.
and being able to contact her family.
And it's this
29-year-old
again.
woman was taken to Rockhampton Hospital with suspected head and leg injuries, along with a 13-year-old boy
Touch the
with a
car,
possible
do it
broken
dead.
ankle. The pilot, Les Woodall, was flown to Bundaberg
It's
Hospital
like
in
you
a
get
serious
hit.
condition, with head injuries, a broken leg,
Look at
and
that.
suspected chest and abdominal injuries. Authorities
And
say
it's the maze
the
again.
crash site by land. This is what created problems for emergency services. Just beyond here, the road becomes
Remember, I've
inaccessible.
already completed
As you can
this.
see
It's
here,
not
police have
like...
left their car as they've gone to the crash site. 1770 Castaway promises tourists a survivor or castaway experience, flying into the remote area for day
Look,
trips
I'm
or
gonna
three-day
finish
camping
this
holidays.
pretty
But today's adventure will be
soon.
remembered for all
Because
the
I
wrong
remember
reasons.
it's down
Jonathan
here.
Hare, ABC News,
This pass
1770.
is victory.
The family of Western Australian woman singing Alice
I hate
Springs
this.
says they're extremely concerned for her safety. Rebecca Hayward had never been to Alice Springs before. She was last seen walking along the Stewart Highway north of the town.
Rebecca Hayward flew in on New Year's Day to spend some time with family in a town she had never visited before. The 34-year-old disappeared the following day.
What's really concerning for the family is that
It takes
Rebecca hasn't been
forever
to Alice Springs before.
Yeah.
She
You
doesn't
gotta
know the
zoom
town,
in
although she
if
does
you,
have
if
family
you
here.
actually just
Police don't know what
zoom
led
in.
to her disappearance.
I know that she's had one or two problems, but apart from that, I couldn't tell you.
Police conducted a search of this area where she was last seen, but it was unsuccessful. Without any new sightings, police hold grave concerns for Rebecca Haywood.
It's been up to 7 to 8 days now that we haven't heard anything in relation to her whereabouts. My hope is that someone's come along and
If I had
given her a
webcam,
lift.
if I had a webcam, which
But to
I
date, we
might
just don't
get
have
for
any
a while, it's
information
not $30,
to assist
right?
us.
We love and miss you
Yeah,
back.
so
Please call us.
A family plea for information on a missing loved one. Tom Maddox, ABC News, Alice Springs.
And police hold grave fears for a Hobart dementia sufferer who's been missing in Sydney since Friday. 71-year-old Bernard Butch Gore was visiting his daughter in the eastern suburb of Wallara when he went missing. His family bought him a tracker watch after he disappeared for about 6 hours in Tasmania last year. He refused to take it with him on the walk to Bondi Junction to meet his wife and daughter. Mr. Gore is also without his medication.
Police have extreme concerns for his welfare. Mr. Gore suffers from dementia and has not taken any medication since he went missing.
Just overwhelmed by the stage. We sort of would have thought that he would have turned up by now. It's just, we just realised we're normally trying to find
I
one
don't guess the only one I'm
Mr.
winning.
Gore also wasn't carrying any cash or credit cards, and concerns are increasing with Sydney's heat wave continuing.
Look at this.
Australian authorities have approved a drug that's giving new hope to leukemia sufferers. Venetoclax attacks a protein in cancer cells associated with the most common
I only made it
form
through
of
here
the disease.
once. And then I have to
had to
like
travel to London for a drug she says saved her life.
I was dying. My neck was bigger than my head. I was losing weight. My lymphoma was taking over my body. My blood counts were poor, and I wouldn't have survived 12 months.
After missing out on a clinical trial in Australia, she was able to get into one in the United Kingdom. And she's now in complete remission.
It's meant
the
everything.
middle.
I would not have been here without this drug.
Not the left.
It's been a long haul to get it.
Middle right.
And today's news is just the
Middle
best news
right.
ever.
No, middle.
Venetoclax works on advanced
middle,
forms of chronic lymphocytic
right.
leukemia.
I
It's the
remember.
most common type, with 1,300 Australians diagnosed every
Yeah,
year.
it's
The drug
right.
attacks a certain
Left
protein,
and left.
causing cancer cells to
Left.
die.
Yeah, I don't know. Middle, left.
Through the cancer cells to commit
So you can get
The
a
protein
code
was
for
discovered
it.
by Melbourne researchers, but the first clinical trials had an amazing effect on cancerous tumours.
The first patient
Yeah, I know, right?
the first patient in the world had
Look at all those people dying just over there.
within a week, it was a gold ball, and within a month, we couldn't feel anything.
Middle.
Just a miracle that I happened to come
Middle.
along when this drug was discovered, and it's saved my life.
Middle.
Now it's been
Has
approved,
middle,
Deborah Sims
middle,
hopes she
middle,
can get
right, middle.
treatment closer to home.
For the past year, I've been travelling to London every month.
Okay.
As part of my clinical trial, I lived in London for 7 months and then had to do monthly appointments, which has
I'm
meant
gonna
10
make
return
this.
trips to
I'm
London.
definitely gonna make
And
this.
today's news means that the travel
That must
can
be
probably
left.
stop in the near future.
Doctors can start prescribing venetoclax straight away, but it's yet to be
Okay,
included
let's
on the
get this
PBS.
over with.
Stephanie
Middle,
Anderson, ABC
middle.
News, Melbourne.
Donald Trump has been accused of nepotism for appointing his son-in-law to be a senior advisor in the White House. Jared Kushner, who is married to Ivanka Trump, will cover both domestic and foreign policy. The president-elect has
Almost
also
done.
hit back at Hollywood after he was criticised at the Golden Globes. North American correspondent Connor Duffy reports.
Donald Trump should have
I'm
been
gonna win
focusing
soon.
on assembling his
And
team in the
now
White
we
House.
have
Instead,
Look.
he was back playing defence because
Bad
of
bird.
this.
There was
Just
one
about to be a
performance
winner.
this year that
Once I
stunned
get
me.
over this, I'm the winner.
It was that
And
moment
we're gonna end the video.
when the person
So
asking
we're
to
going
sit
for 14 minutes.
in the
It's
most
gonna render
respected
forever.
seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter.
You gotta see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. I thought, oh, maybe that's what I said.
The president-elect was accused of ridiculing a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter with a chronic condition at a campaign rally. Streep says she was left heartbroken.
Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
Mr. Trump wasn't pleased, tweeting Streep was one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, a Hillary flunky who lost big, and that he'd never mock a disabled reporter. Just more dishonest media. Donald Trump will face more pressure this week, with members of his cabinet about to endure grueling Senate confirmation hearings. His choice for Attorney General Jeff Sessions was rejected by the Senate 30 years ago for a job as a judge over accusations of racism. Donald Trump is confident he'll do better this time.
They're going great. Confirmation's
Anyways, these are the one.
I think they'll all pass.
Mr. Trump also announced his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will become a senior advisor in the White House. There won't be formal hearings, but critics are questioning whether it breaches anti-nepotism laws, preventing family members being appointed to government positions. The Trump team says it has legal advice. There are no questions to answer. ABC News.
Look at that. Look at that. Look how fast that is.
A little-known extremist group has claimed responsibility for the Jerusalem truck attack that killed 4 Israeli soldiers. The Palestinian man behind the wheel was shot dead at the scene. Israeli authorities have arrested a number of the man's relatives. Their arrest came as the 4 soldiers were laid to rest.
Yeah.
Hundreds gathered in the bitter cold at Jerusalem's Mount Herzl Military Cemetery. Family cried out as the coffin of 22-year-old officer Shir Hajjaj was lowered into the ground. In this East Jerusalem neighborhood, Israeli soldiers were out on the streets, putting up new roadblocks and checking residents' cars. They raided the home of this man, 28-year-old Palestinian Fadi Ahmed Kunbur, who carried out the attack.
Israeli police say they have no new information about the Prime Minister's comments regarding alleged links to Islamic State. But this morning they did arrest more members of the attacker's family, bringing in total 9 relatives and friends being held on suspicion of aiding the assailant.
The family say they had no idea of the young man's intentions, and they reject Mr. Netanyahu's claim he was a supporter of Islamic State.
He wants to try to convince the international community that the Palestinians are ISIS, but the Palestinian people have a good cause. They want their state, and he is ignoring this right.
Analysts say Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wants to convince the world that Palestinian acts of violence are no different to the Islamic State group.
It's black and white with ISIS. With many other things we have nuance, we have grey, but ISIS is black and white. ISIS is bad. We can all agree that around the world that ISIS is bad. So by saying that this is part of ISIS, we're saying this is bad, there's no nuance, there's no side to it at all.
Hours after the police raids, a previously unknown group claimed responsibility for the deadly ramming attack. In an unverified statement circulating online, a group calling itself the Martyr of Baha Island said it has no outside links and acted on political motives. Sophie McNeil, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Hundreds of soldiers and police officers have been deployed to the highlands of Papua New Guinea to deal with escalating tribal violence. Warring clans are using high-powered guns, leaving local law enforcement powerless to deal with the crisis. The PNG government's now intervened to safeguard the country's biggest resources project. PNG correspondent Eric Chorvek reports from Hela Province.
Police surround the body of a man in Hela Province, a victim of tribal violence, ambushed and executed for belonging to an enemy clan.
We had some gunshots in the morning, and then we found out that he was killed.
One of an estimated 200 people killed in this province in the last 3 years.
People are finding it easy to kill somebody now. And the question now is what has gone wrong?
The man was shot a day after police and soldiers arrived to stop tribal violence.
The loss of lives and damage to property and loss of property
in the last 3 years
Go and have a look at it.
far overshadow what we've experienced in the last 3 years.
Security personnel have been specifically sent here to deal with the increasing use of high-powered guns in tribal fighting.
They really concentrate on fighting, using the homemade guns, strong guns, and we women are suffering, we children are suffering.
Police and soldiers were also sent to help secure the nearby PNG liquefied natural gas project. Operations have been disrupted by disgruntled landowners who haven't received their royalty payments.
That project contributes to, as we speak today, almost 60% of the total revenue for this country. And so it is important that we stabilize the area in terms of removing illegal firearms.
The security operation, costing around $5 million, will eventually involve the deployment of about 300 people. The police and soldiers are expected to be here for about 2 months. They'll be followed by magistrates, court staff and prison workers to basically restart the law and justice sector in this province, which hasn't been functioning properly for a number of years. The countrywide gun amnesty in PNG runs until next month, ahead of national elections, a period also prone to violence. Eric Torchek, ABC News, Hela Province.
One of the nation's resource giants has welcomed new negotiations over the maritime boundary between Australia and East Timor. Woodside Petroleum had to shelve its oil and gas project in the Timor Sea, worth up to $40 billion because of the long-running dispute over royalties. But the company says the delay may in fact have a silver lining.
This is one of Woodside's most valuable oil and gas reserves, holding up to 5 trillion cubic feet of gas. The company discovered it way back in 1974 and has been waiting to develop it ever since.
We were the original explorers up there. So this discovery has really been in Woodside's portfolio for many years. We've been very patient.
It's teamed up in a joint venture with ConocoPhillips and Shell to extract the resources. But with the so-called Greater Sunrise Project site in open waters, the Australian and East Timor governments have been in dispute over revenue sharing. A 2006 temporary treaty had agreed on a 50-50